For years, I know a lot of us suffer from mental destabilization. And me personally, the reason why I suffer from, mental degradation over the years is because of not doing what I truly want to do in life. And I know a lot of us suffer through that. A lot of people are in certain emotional states because they're not doing what they truly want in life. And a lot of people feel empty inside. They feel like there's something missing in their life. And when you have that hole in your heart, you feel like, you know, you start to just get depressed and you start to get miserable because your heart is yearning for something real. Your soul is yearning for something that can actually be fruitful for your spirit and be fruitful for your happiness. There's a saying, it says, if you get to do what you love for a living, you'll never work a day in your life, and that saying, I believe, is true. Imagine somebody who's in the NFL. Imagine somebody who's playing baseball for a living. Imagine somebody who, is a famous rapper. Imagine somebody who's like a yacht captain or something like that. One of those cool jobs where it's like your job is so fucking amazing and so fun that it doesn't even feel like work. And it's like second nature to you. And I think a lot of mental issues in America comes with that, people not doing what they want in life and not having a strong economic foundation. You see, the proliferation of poverty has hit America and it's just horrible. So many people email me and hit me up. Even to this day, it's crazy. It's like people still hit me up in the email, tell me about their problems and stuff and saying, like, I'm one of the few people they can actually trust. Like people in their own family, they don't even talk. Like I got somebody saying like they share a room with their brother and they can't even talk to their brother about some of the things that they tell me about. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow. It's like, hell, I remember a while back somebody said I should start charging, and hell, maybe I should, but you know, one thing I learned through all this pain and all this hell that I'm going through, man, is like you have to stay focused. Like before I got kicked out, one of my goals was to actually like sell 10 different beats, and when I was at my mom's house, it was a lot easier to just, kind of just be locked in the room and start thinking of melodies and things of that nature, and it's it's very difficult when you're facing so much emotional turmoil. You're losing people in your family. Then you're worried about how you're going to get some bread, and you're worried about what's going to happen next, and you're worried about this, that, and this. But you have to stay focused on your goals and your dreams and your ambitions, and you have to believe in yourself. For a long time, I didn't believe in myself. And I think that was due to just trying to figure out how to make money from making music. And it's funny because there was nobody around me that knew how to make money from making music. I wish I would have met Taz Taylor. I wish I would have met Cash Money AP. I wish I would have met Superstar O. Those people would have helped me. They would have heard me rapping back in the day and they would have helped me. And I would have been on right now. I would have books out. I would have my music out, making beats. Hell, just doing all other type of cool shit. Like one of my dreams is to make like a CGI like type of like movie. You know what I mean? Like one of those movies. I think Final Fantasy and Resident Evil have those movies. Those movies where they just make the whole movie in like cutscene graphics. I always wanted to design like a movie like that. I just love creation, man. I just like creating shit. It's just in me. It's like I would love to make my passions into careers, but it's just like it's almost impossible if you don't know the right people or you don't get lucky. And even with all that, even with all the things I have to go through, from getting doxxed, from getting kicked out, from having people still, send me, messages through my email calling me the N-word and people talking about me and this all this. I don't care about that. I don't care if somebody takes the time out of their day to send me a message because they're like, you're wasting your limited time to come and try to attack me, which is fine. I don't even like talking about negativity because negative energetic manifestational frequency breeds more negative energetic manifestational frequency. This is why I try to stay positive. And positive, I mean by making music. I love music. Music is my escape. Music and writing. I always use those as my escape. I just never figure out how to make money. So when people think, oh, he's just in his room all day and this, that, and the third, it's like, yeah, I'm in the room writing. I'm in the room making beats. I'm in the room rapping. I just don't tell nobody. It's not like I'm just in the room staring at the walls and doing absolutely nothing. I'm reading, It looks like I'm doing nothing because I'm not getting any money, which in this world, since it's all about money, 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 you're not really doing nothing. But really, like, you listen to my voice. You can hear how well-spoken and articulate I am, If I was a multi-millionaire and I pulled up in a fucking Ferrari or a Rolls Royce and started talking, you wouldn't question it, right? If I throw on a Freemason business suit, no one would question it, right? I'm not tooting my own horn, of course not, I'm very humble, trust me. I know I don't think I'm nothing special. I just think I'm just a regular guy with a couple of passions in my life that just trying to figure out how to get paid. And I think that's a lot of us. We have passions and certain dreams and ambitions we want to accomplish, but it's the how do we get paid for it, you know? And that comes with an accumulation of experience, an accumulation of actually building a fan base or actually just marketing yourself the right way, you know? And that's very difficult and hard when everybody's trying to have a business, everybody's trying to be millionaires, everybody's trying to be famous, everybody's trying to do the same thing. So it's very hard to stick out, you know? But we have to stay focused regardless of that, no matter what goes on in your life, young men, we have to stay focused, you know? And that's what I made my channel for, is to help. It was just, you know, to help people, to tell people, hey, man, don't give up. You know how many people emailed me and said they was about to commit, you know, seppuku. They was about to, you know, take their dad's weapon and fire a projectile and, you know, do some Resident Evil headshot damage to themselves, you know. And they said they watched one of my videos and they decided not to. I'm serious, man. You know, I never knew my videos had impact on people like that because it was just me just venting. You know, I'm not thinking about it. I don't, you know, and I didn't think people would, you know, would care so much, you know. But it's very interesting. But throughout that whole time, when I first had my first channel, man, when I was getting views and stuff, you know, way more views than I'm getting on this channel. This channel is just, you know, whatever. You know, this channel compared to my original channel, this channel sucks, you know. The subscribers, the numbers ain't there, you know what I mean? The views ain't there. It's like, you know. But in my last channel, bro, I blew up fast, you know. I think it was just luck or something, or some people just saying how I talked. I talked so differently than everybody else, and I was articulate, and I was interesting, and I told them and taught them things they didn't even know, you know, which is crazy because I did a lot of reading. You see, when I was in isolation, I was like a stoic philosopher. I wasn't just staring at the walls and jacking off of my balls. No, I was reading different types of books. You know how many books I've read? You know what I mean? You know, I read books. Then I did writing. Then I did writing lyrics, songwriting and stuff. Then I made beats, you know? And then I'll go make my own little stories. I was in my own room of creation. If I was like the son of a millionaire or something like that, had somebody invest in that, I could actually blow up. And people say invest in yourself, which is true. But it's like sometimes it costs a lot of money or just knowing the right people to really, truly get your shit off the ground. You know, how many whack rappers have you guys seen? Like, how did this whack ass nigga make it, right? How many people you see that, you know, are in certain positions? Like, how did this guy make it? It's not hate, man. It's the truth. If somebody is whack and they're famous, that got to tell you something. Then the next thing you know, they're partying with Diddy. You know what I mean? Oh, so that's how they got on. So they were partying with fucking P. Diddy. You know what I mean? So take in consideration, man, your mental health, man, you know, because that's the most important, fundamental, and essential thing. You see, the fomentation of a great mind comes through the pain that you have to go through. You know, a lot of people who are wealthy and successful, notice how, like, they're not very, like a lot of people who are in that financial, economic top position, they're not really, like, creative. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of people are not. What I mean by that is this. Take the video game industry, for example. You have these multi-billion-dollar companies, yet they're just creatively bankrupt. Yet some guys, you know, you have 10 people from Sweden or somewhere. They got regular 9 to jobs. One guy's a plumber, one guy's a mechanic, one guy works at this place. In their spare time, you know, these regular guys come together, rent a little room, and they start coding and developing interesting and innovative and creative games. And that blows up. And then the company wants to hire them or buy their company out. And then as soon as the corporate comes in, as soon as corporate commander comes in, that's when the microtransactions get integrated into the gaming system. That's when the games are designed more like pay to win, you know what I mean? And it's just like, what the hell is this? Because the genuine passion is gone. You see, passion and soul and spirit, those are the merit of creation. You have to have a creative mind, and you have to been through something in your life, and you have to be an interesting person that people want to listen to and want to follow. And that comes with going through hell in life, real pain, and then the articulation of it, you know? You know, I say this because somebody left a comment and said, hey, man, your books or whatever inspire me to read and write more. I'm like, that made me happy. That put a smile on my face. I'm like, wow, this person watched my video and it inspired them. You know, this person watched the black man's video and oh, race doesn't matter. Oh, stop it. You know, you guys know what it is. Stop playing. You know, stop. This person watched a black man's video and was inspired to read and was inspired to create. Come on. I mean, let's be real, you know, come on. That made me happy, put a smile on my face, you know. And I don't know, man. We just got to just stay focused on a lot of things, man. Whatever you're doing, man, we got to stay focused and creating our passions and stuff. Because this world is constantly trying to take you off your focus and constantly trying to take you off your dreams and stuff like that. You have to always try to create whatever you're aiming at, man. It's not going to be an easy road to the top, man, or to wherever you're trying to get. It's going to be a hard road full of backstabbing, betrayal. You're going to get disrespected. You're going to get shitted on. People are going to talk about you. People are going to dox you. Everybody's going to turn their back against you. Everybody's going to talk negative about you. People are going to make jokes about you. People are going to listen to your videos, so you don't want to find your videos, and they find it, listen to all your videos, and then once they listen, they feel, oh yeah, so that bothers him, so I'm going to do this so it can bother him. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to do this so I can attack him. You know, people listen to your videos not to gain any knowledge, but to figure out how to attack you, how to use what you're saying in your videos against you. Isn't that crazy that people will watch somebody to do that? But if I was one of those big YouTubers and 10 million subscribers, these people wouldn't even touch me. They couldn't touch me. They couldn't get me doxxed or kicked out or anything like that, because YouTube's going to be on my side. You know what I mean? 99% of the time when you have like 10 million subscribers, well, I'm a ninja, so maybe not. But if you look like Mr. Beast, they're on your side, you know? But still, you know, we all go through it, man, and we all soldiers in this battle, man. Remember this, man, that gift you have, that perception you have, that perspective on the world is unique. And there's only one of you. Remember this. There wasn't you 1,000 years ago. It's not going to be you 1,000 years from now. You're in the moment right now. So try to make the most of it, even if you have money, even if you don't. Whatever your talent is, whatever your skill is, keep going hard on it and do not stop, because the haters want you to stop. You know, the trolls who dox people and think it's funny, they want you to stop. Do you know how mad? You know, I've had so many emails, you know, people emailing me, oh, you stupid N-word, why don't you hurry up and die already, N-word? Oh, we thought you was gonna commit seppuku, pretty much. You know what I mean? You know? But all it did was just make me want to focus on my music even harder. You know what I mean? You know, point blank, period. You know? And focus on writing even more. You see, the critical calculation of some enemies can be misguided. They think that they were watching me for all those months, studying me, watching every single video, learning, thinking people watch videos and think they really know you. And it's funny, you know? And they don't. You know? It's kind of like when you see somebody like you see somebody who you admire or whatever, and you may know a little things about them from what they say. People only know things that you reveal and what you say, you know. And when you make videos, you gotta kind of be open, you know. You kind of be vulnerable. It's like when Drake makes his music. When Drake first came out, his music was very vulnerable, and that's what connected people. That's what connected people to Drake, because his music was very vulnerable. He showed his heart. He spilled his heart on the pen. You know what I mean? And that made people relate to him. You know, in the same way with me. You know, put my heart into it, and everybody was just like, damn, this guy's real, raw, and authentic, and he's smart, intelligent. He knows history. He knows this, but it's because I did a lot of reading, did a lot of writing, shit like that. You know, and in this situation I'm in now, man, and everybody else doing it, because people email me and say they're in tough situations as well. We have to stay strong, guys. That's what these videos are, you know? Like, this channel, you know, like, I want to focus on music more, because that's, you know, that's like, no one can get mad and try to twist my words and say that I said, you know, he said this about me. It's like, are you serious? Like, come on, you know what I mean? These guys, these trolls be making videos and talking crap, and all, you know, they have whole entire channels for that. And you mention them, you call them a homosexual vampire that lives in the village in Croatia, and they get mad and get butt hurt. And so he's attacking me. These people be attacking and warm with everybody. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, but we have to remain focused on whatever our goals and dreams are on. And something you should do is visualize. Close your eyes and imagine it already happening. Close your eyes and believe it. And if any negative thoughts, any demons come in your mind and say, that's not possible, you'll never make it, oh, you're this, you're that, ignore those voices, because those voices are there and designed to take you down. You have to believe in yourself, or nobody else will.